It's me, Darcy. Uh, for those of you that are new to me, that are new to my world, and new to Abundance Cafe and the Abundance Movement, I want to introduce myself. I am a co founding member of the Abundance Movement, Abundance Cafe. Welcome if you are new here. I am your resident cheerleader, motivational speaker, your person of inspirement and upliftment. And I come to you every Tuesday and Thursday live, 1 p.m. Central, uh, 7 p.m. UK. Every Tuesday and Thursday. And I bring to you a little bit of manifesting mastery gold and a gold nugget. Because here, and even in the work that I share, is that I'm all about, and we're all about helping you to leave this planet like yes, that was an incredible life. And so on Tuesdays, I bring just a little bit of a gold nugget, of a tip, a lesson, or something. I keep it fairly short. But on Thursdays, today, I bring in a special guest who is an expert in personal development, transformation, that has also the heart to help you create a life that it is that you love. And today, I have a very special guest with you. I have Miss Beth Ayachifano. I just love her last name so much. I want to say it over and over and over. Ayachifano. And so what I'll do is here in a second, I'll have Beth introduce herself so she can tell you a little bit about her and what she does. So in case you're listening and you're really connecting with her, that you can find her and you can continue to do more work with her. And I have a feeling she'll be hanging around us here at Abundance Cafe and around my world as well. She's extraordinary. And of course, we share the same passion in helping people manifest and create a life that you, me, us absolutely love. So, hi, Beth. Welcome.
Thank you, Darcy.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
so
tell
happy to
us
be here.
about.
I'm happy to be here. I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, so give us your background. Tell us what you're up to, how it is that you're working with people, and how it is that you're helping people. And then we'll just hop into. I've got some questions for you.
Sure. I am a certified master neurotransformational life coach and intuitive medium, and a former teacher, middle school teacher of 17 years. I left that profession last year and dove off a cliff, metaphorically, into this new world of transformational coaching. And it's the best thing I ever did. I work with women to help them identify and clear beliefs, patterns, and programming that's no longer serving them. And I help them understand the power of the energy behind their thoughts and their emotions and their words, and how that can help them create the life that they want ultimately.
Okay. Beautiful, right? So, this is one of my biggest areas of work as well. And so I love what, Beth, what she shares too is about helping to break through these limiting beliefs and the programming. Because,
Mhm.
right, Beth, it's all programming, of like we've grown up of with an identity that we've created of like how it should be, the way it should be, how we need to show up, what we should do, what we shouldn't do, what's right, what's wrong, and by the time we get here, we're not even who we really are. And
Mhm.
we keep
Yeah.
running into limitations and we keep wondering, why is it that I can't get past these barriers? I want to do all these things in my life. And for some reason, like I just keep staying stuck. So can you talk a little bit more about that? Like what are some tips that you might be able to share about this, how we can start breaking free from some of this programming?
I think it's important to recognize a couple things. Number one, the programming is usually running subconsciously, so we don't even realize why we're reacting the way we are. But the beliefs that we have, a lot of us don't even question our beliefs. And some of them are placed on us by our parents when we're little. So if, like, for an example, if your parents are, follow the Catholic faith, then automatically, usually they place that on you and you follow that Catholic faith. It's not anything that you really choose until you become an adult. And you're like, wait a minute, this isn't working for me, or it is working for me. So I think it's important. And what I help my clients do is to figure out what beliefs they actually founded on their own, because the beliefs that we make ourselves are based on our experiences. And we can have conflicting beliefs. We can have an experience that creates a belief that money is good because we see the good that money does. And we can also have a belief that money is bad because we can see someone who has a lot of money who maybe doesn't handle it right or is mean to other people. So I think it's important to be aware, number one. Awareness is the number one thing, because you can't move into transformation until you are willing to be aware. And what I help my clients do is to quiet their mind so that they can be aware, so that they can see what's going on around us. Because sometimes what happens is we get so busy in our lives and we just go from day to day. We're not aware of our thoughts, our emotions, nothing. We're just going, we're picking the kids up, we're making dinner, we're going to work, we're doing whatever, and we're not paying attention to what's happening around us because we're not slowing down enough to listen to our inner being, our soul, our inner knowing, our intuition. So I think a really important tip that I can give to help people slow down and quiet their mind is there's a lot of different ways, but I use journaling. And a journaling for me is a way to just get my thoughts onto paper and then clear them out of my head, because I've gotten it all on paper, and then I can focus on what I really desire and what questions I have, and what I'm working on and where I should go. Also just getting out into nature. Sometimes it's just a matter of getting into the grass, take your shoes off, ground yourself, and just pay attention, be mindful. Oh, what a beautiful tree. Look at the colors of that. Or look at that rock. Oh my gosh, how amazing is that rock? So meditation doesn't mean sitting cross-legged saying Om. You know what I mean? You can do that. That's a great way to meditate. But some people don't know, they're not comfortable doing that. So the first step really is just to be mindful of what's around you. Smell the air. Look at what's around you. Listen to the birds. If you're living in the city, look around. Ooh, look at that person. That person's really colorful. I wonder what they're thinking. And just start getting out of your own head. Get out of your own head. And then work with someone to help you unpack those beliefs that really aren't serving you anymore.
You bring up just the key thing right there, like you said, awareness, like what's really going on, right? We have just 50 million voices of our own of telling us, like, again, like what's right, what's wrong, that chatter of, that you're this, you're that, you can't do this, you can't do that, or who do you think you are, or judgments even, that you might see a fancy car go by and be like, oh, wouldn't that be nice? But then what occurs is these silent instructions are going out, if you're saying, oh, wouldn't that be nice? Oh, rich people are crappy, and it's like what it is that we're creating. And that's one of the things when I'm working with people as well, is the first thing, right, is getting hyper aware of what's coming through. Because we can catch it, see the programming, and it's like, wait a minute, who said
right.
this?
Who said that that's true? Why question yourself? Why do I believe this? Do I really believe this, or is it something that I've just dragged with me? And I love what you said about being aware and just questioning where that comes from, and stopping yourself when you're saying something. And I like to tell my clients, ask yourself when you're thinking a thought, is this thought supporting me? Does this feel good in my body? Do I feel good thinking this thought? And if the answer is no, and if we're judging someone else, oh, it must be nice to have money, that doesn't feel good in our body. And so if what you're thinking doesn't feel good to you, you're out of alignment. And that's an invitation to just lean into it and say, okay, if this is what I'm thinking and this is how I'm feeling, the beauty is in the contrast. So let me reverse it and say, wow, good for them. I hope they enjoy that car. That's a beautiful car. I'm going
Yes.
to get that. I'm going to get that car one day. I can't wait till I can get that car. Like, what do you want to create? If you want it, okay, let me create that car. Let me bring that car in instead of, oh, it must be nice to have that car. Oh, well, you know what I mean? So pay attention to what you're thinking and how you feel while you're thinking that way.
So another just really key point, right? I know Beth, I know this is in her world as well, is your body is the most amazing, I call it like kind of like the divining rod, of giving you direction of where to go and what to
Mhm.
think and even how to think. Because just like Beth was saying, is that you can actually feel it in your body. If you say something and you kind of tense up in your body, and it's not in alignment with who you really are or your actual beliefs, but it's those things that you say or feel, and then the body
Yeah.
lightens up.
And for those that don't know, can't get a grasp on feeling something in your body, then I invite you to think, okay, say the words, oh, must be nice to have that car. Like, say it with that attitude, with that intention, and say, does that make me feel happy? Does that put a smile on my face? So do I feel happy saying it that way, or even saying, oh, that must be really nice to have that car? So it's the intention and the energy behind the words. It's not necessarily the words itself, but it's the intention and the energy behind the words. Because I could say the same thing. Must be really nice to have that car, or it must be nice to have that car. You know what I mean? Sounds completely different energy, but the same exact words. So more important than the words you're saying is how do you feel when you're saying them?
Oh my God. Boom, boom, right? Everybody that works with me knows I'm all about the frequency, the feeling.
That
It's not
vibration.
it is. It's all about that. And that vibration, that frequency, it is the language of the universe. It is how we
Yes.
manifest, is through feeling state, and how even just shifting words or adding even adjectives or modifiers to certain words will literally kind of shift your vibration. And so that's when we can get in alignment
Mhm.
with the feeling, because right, it's not the stuff that you want, it's the feeling state of the stuff that you want.
Yeah.
So it's not
Yeah.
so much the car, the house, but it's that ah
Or
yeah.
what they afford you, what they afford. You can go, you have more freedom if you have that. It just makes you feel better. And
Yeah.
it's okay to want things. We're here in this earth to learn lessons and to enjoy ourselves. We're not here to suffer and be punished. So it's okay to want. You're not taking from someone else if you have yourself. And
Yeah.
that's part of the programming I think that we have in society is, oh, it's not good to have all that money because, well, I'm taking, look at all these people that don't have it and I have an excess here. I feel bad for them. Well, that's their path, that's their journey and their lessons to learn. If I've learned the lessons that I need to learn to bring abundance, financial abundance into my life, I deserve it. I'm worthy of it. I'm worthy. That's another program that we aren't worthy of. You know what I mean? I had to work hard on that limiting belief that I wasn't worthy, and it's still something that comes up. It absolutely creeps up.
Oh
But
my
that's one of
gosh.
the main limiting beliefs that so many people have is they're not worthy. And we were talking beforehand about how what's blocking people. And what's blocking people is that programming that I'm not worthy. So if you think you're not worthy, you're not going to bring it in.
Yeah. Bingo, bingo, bingo. So if you guys listened to me on Tuesday, um, my whole topic was about receiving and your capacity to receive. And I'm talked a lot too about deservedness. And I
Mm.
also talked about pleasure and indulging. But I want to take this a little bit further from what Beth is saying, is that about this not worthy, right? Because it's a probably one of the biggest ones here. And as I talked about last week, a lot of times what's under I'm not worthy is often shame and guilt.
Mhm.
And so if we're running a shame guilt frequency, as much as we say that we want something, but we're like, yeah, but not me. I'm not me. It's either you feel that you did something wrong or bad, or something
Mhm.
bad or wrong happened to you to the point that you feel shame, that you want to hide, that I'm not worth it. And let me say that again. When I said, it's just sometimes how you just even shift the words a little bit to help you kind of dial into where you're feeling. So it may, for me, like when I say, like, I'm not worthy, that one didn't quite ring as true for me as I'm not worth it. Now there's
Mhm.
layers underneath that, because even though, like, I feel worthy, but I'm not worth it. Like, I'm not worth somebody's attention. I'm not
Mm.
worth um, somebody going out of their way for me. I'm not worth um, being able to receive, you know, an abundance of money. I'm not worth it.
Yeah,
And
I love that. You're absolutely right, Darcy, adding that one word, "I'm not worth it," as opposed to "I'm not worthy." So it's whatever resonates with you, and language is so, so, so important. And it's important to remember too that we are creators. We are meant to create, we're not meant for lack. So be conscious of your language with yourself. Like, "I wanna stop doing this," or "I wanna get rid of." Those are all expressions of lack or loss. So it's important to reframe those. And what do you want to create?
yeah,
Instead of "I want to get rid of my bad attitude," I want to create peace and joy. So always look towards, I would call it the North Star, look towards your North Star. You're not pushing anything away, because what you resist persists. So you're not pushing any part of you away, because there's nothing bad about any part of you. It's there for a reason. It was born for a reason. Each part of you is there for a specific purpose and served you at one point.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it may not serve you anymore. And that's when you need to show compassion. So when you're talking about shame, that's usually something that you perceive that you did wrong. And I invite you to look at that and say, okay, what was it that I did? When did I do it? What were the circumstances around it? Because I carried shame of something that happened in high school up until last year in my coaching program. And it was cleared through the exercise. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because I had to realize who I was back then when I did that. And I had to forgive that part of me and say, you just didn't know better.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we carry it as adults, knowing differently, but I wasn't the same person. I was 17 years old. So it's a forgiveness and an acceptance of every part of yourself and saying thank you for that lesson, because
yeah.
this is who I am as a result of that.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's such a critical point on that about, it's who you were at that time, and you were doing the best that you could, based on the logic that
Mhm.
you had at that
The
time that you were.
beliefs and the programs, and yes, yes.
Yeah, and it's not even you. Like, just like Beth said, it's the programming that wasn't even yours that made you possibly even make that decision in the first place. It wasn't even you. And you got you here now.
Mhm.
And for whatever reason, it played itself out the way that it did to get you the lessons that you needed, and to put you on a trajectory to get you right here. You did not do anything wrong
Yeah,
at
and you know
all.
what else? I hate to interrupt you, but this is
Yeah.
I don't wanna forget it. My 57-year-old brain will forget it. Part of what the coach that was coaching me said was, "What do you think that experience, how do you think that helped the other person?" So it's seeing, okay, this is what I did and I felt terrible for it. But what might have been the result on her end? What might she have learned? Maybe she has compassion in a different way because of what she experienced. So I'm not negating anything um, I'm saying it's okay that it happened, but it happened for a reason, and there
Yes.
was a purpose behind it. And I had to look at it like, okay, what did I learn? And what possibly could she have learned as a result of that
Oh my God.
interaction, that one interaction that stayed with one thing that stayed with me. It didn't kill anybody, for the love of God, but I felt like I emotionally harmed somebody.
Yeah.
And it stayed with me my whole life for 40 years.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love that, what you just said. I'm going to just say it again so that let it really sink in if you're listening. It's like what might the other person gotten out of that? Like what might have been a gift for them
Mhm.
out of that interaction? Because we just automatically assume, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just everything is it's so coordinated, I mean, why we're
Mhm.
playing things out and why they show up the way that they do. And oh my God, I love that so much. That really, really is super
And not
powerful.
for nothing, that was an opportunity for that person to learn or not learn. So if she took it and ran with it and then helped other people as a result, God bless. And if she didn't, then she didn't learn lesson. You know what I mean? So I don't look at I am, people ask, what do you regret? I don't ever regret anything, because every choice that I've made has been a choice. Even things that happen to me, I perceive happen to me, have happened for a reason, in my opinion. So I had the opportunity to learn from it. So would I change anything? No,
Mm-mm.
because it got me here and I'm pretty darn happy where I am right now. So I
Yeah,
wouldn't change, you
yeah,
know?
and that's why I love that. It's like you can only see how the dots line up, looking back, all those
Yeah.
choices we made, like you said, the best choice in that moment, like we made the choice. And sometimes we wish we could go back and say, oh, I wish I would have picked a different choice. But right, I mean, you can look back and you can see how all those dots lined up so perfectly. It's like, my
Mhm.
God, had that not happened, like then this, like then this
Right.
would be, or I wouldn't have learned that, or I wouldn't have evolved to this, expression of myself now. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. So yeah, with that guilt and that shame stuff, you cannot punish yourself to success. I'm going to tell you, it does not. It does,
Mm-mm.
and we do that. It's just like, well, it's not right of me. Like, well, shame on me for taking somebody's money. I'm gonna talk about this a second, because we have a lot of business owners that are looking, or people that want to be in business, but we tend to get real squirrely around money,
Mhm.
and taking people's money, right? And I'm going to go back to this about the power of words here in a second. As a business owner, it requires you to receive money. You would like to receive money. I mean, you go into business
Yes.
because, well, you'd like to have some money,
Yeah.
but two things are going on. One, especially if you're in spiritual work, energy work, seems to be a lot of us, that it's like this humble servant, like, it's not okay for me to ask for a lot of money for my services, because if I'm
Yep.
doing God's work, oh, hey, we need some really wealthy light workers, energy workers here, you guys, because you imagine what we do sharing our wealth. All right, so we're going to get over that one real quick. But um,
Mm.
a lot of us, again, it goes to this receiving and allowing ourselves to receive, and that capacity to receive. So I want to talk again about the power of words and how they affect us. So for me, I can say, oh yes, I can receive money. I'll receive money from Beth. But if I dare think for 1 second, I've got to take money from Beth, right? Because
Mm.
I would be, as a business owner, I would be taking her money. And this girl here, as I discovered, had a real problem with just the difference in the words receive versus
Take.
take. Okay?
Mm.
And then there's other uh, similar words too, synonyms, right? So receive, take, acquire, get, um,
Shower.
right?
Shower me with money. I love that one.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm gonna
Okay, so
allow
but
her to shower me with money.
oh yeah, yeah. So it just changes the whole
Yeah.
frequency of
Yeah.
it, but you gotta find which is the one that sticks you. And so for me, it's like in business, it's like, oh, I've got to take people's money. And if I take people's money, that means they're going to have less and they're going to have to go get more and replenish that on account of me. How dare I? What a crappy person I am to make that
Yeah.
person suffer. Can you
Yes.
imagine how that affects my business and affects my income? Because I'm like,
Yep.
oh.
You're not open to receiving it. Yeah. Again, you don't feel like you're worth it.
Yeah. I'm not
And I had
worth it.
I had the same problem. I was hitting a big wall, and I got on a call with a coaching friend of mine who is very spiritual as well. And she said, Beth, do you see yourself as a businesswoman? And I said, absolutely not. And she said, that's the problem. This is a business, and money is energy, and it's an exchange of energy for what you have to offer. So I had to reframe, because I was the same way. I was like, well, I just want to give this to everybody because this will help everybody. I just want to help people. But then I left a job, a good paying job, and I need to help support myself too. So I love that you're bringing this up, because that's such a common area of stumbling for a lot of people is money.
A big one. And that's the thing that most of us want the most, right? Because of, like you said, it's what it affords us to do, the freedom to be able to do what you want when you want, travel, do all the things. And so clearly, this is a beautiful subject that we could just continue on for another hour, but we try to keep it here at about 30 minutes, a teaser for you to come back for more. And so I want to just kind of circle back here on some of the things that we talked about is about getting really quiet and aware of what you're actually thinking, what you're saying, what kind of judgments, what kind of, and I actually, when I'm working with my students too, we actually set a timer, even for like every hour, to go off and to stop. Notice what you notice. What am I thinking? What am I saying is going on in my mind right now? And how am I feeling in my body? Am I holding my breath? Am I tense? Am I tight? And it'll start to give us a picture and really stop and listen. Like you might be typing out an email and that timer goes off, and all of a sudden you realize that you're thinking like, God, I'm stupid. This is stupid. I can't do this. They're not going to like me. And it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Pump the brakes.
Yeah, pump the brakes, sister. And then I noticed too, like tight, holding my breath. So step number one is that I love what Beth said too, just about getting out in nature. A lot of you that follow me know that I travel full time, and it is imperative. And the biggest changes that occurred for me was literally getting out in the quiet of nature. You're in the city, you guys are just bombarded with everything. I mean, even energetically, it's just so much static and do this, go here, stop light, stop this, go. It's just But to get back into nature and just in the silence and just listen and I'm just even energetically, and I'm putting your bare feet on the earth and getting the static out of your system so you can actually hear and get clear. I know Beth will tell you too that once you start to clear up this static and get back into your heart and start really returning in that intention. My intention is just to return to the peace and the love in my heart and who I really am. Boy, magic starts to happen. Gifts, your abilities start to awaken. Direction starts to appear. You can start to hear your guides and your intuition, and it can happen fast. I'm going to say that too. This doesn't have to take years and years.
Oh God, no. It can be instantaneous. It really kind of is just being aware of the energy around you. Yeah.
Yeah. Instant. I choose for it to be different. It's a mantra I say every day. I've got it on my choices list. Is I choose to experience it differently now. I choose to experience myself differently now. I choose to experience all of this, my life, differently now. And so for those of you that don't know me, I used to weigh almost 300 pounds, broker than broke, living in a suburb apartment, just, wishing and dreaming of another life. And in an instant, it was just a choice. I choose to create a life that I love, of being comfortable in my body and traveling all over the world and doing all the things. And you guys are no different than me. You're no different than Beth. We
Mhm.
just cleared a few things out of here, okay? And it's honestly, it ain't hard at all. And so
And
we're
it could
both
be
here.
a simple choice. It doesn't need to be anything complex. It's just getting used to choosing based on how you feel. Making choices based on feeling aligned. That's
Yeah.
just one little choice a day, no matter what it is. Whatever makes you feel good, choose
Yes.
to do that. Choose to do that. Whatever makes you feel aligned and happy and joyful and peaceful.
Even if it doesn't make sense, okay? You guys, I'm gonna
Yes.
throw that on you guys here that follow me. No, I say that all the time. It does not need to make sense. What Beth said is like, what feels good? It's like, yeah, what's that? Yes. And it may not even make sense to you. And you certainly don't need to make it make sense to other people. You
Mm,
do what you love, and it doesn't matter. Everybody else has got, they're coming from their own programming, their own structures
mhm.
that are,
Yep.
they're going to judge and think whatever they want anyway. You do what feels amazing, even if it says, you know what, I'd really love to just go take a nap right now. And but your mind's like, no, 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 that's being lazy. You got too much to deal with. But does it make your heart say, yeah, go take a nap?
Yeah, our bodies are first to know the truth. Our brains are last to get on board.
That's
So if
that
we
is
just would listen to our bodies instead of having our heads talk us out of it. Oh, I'm really tired right now. No, you need to keep going. Then you end up sick or you end up
yeah,
hurting yourself because you didn't listen to your body. You let your brain talk yourself out of whatever your body was telling you needed. So, yeah.
boom. There it is. Okay, you guys. So, again, if you're just joining in, if you're just tuning in, if you are listening in at Abundance Cafe, welcome to all of the new members here. I know some of you are kind of like, hey, I don't even know what's going on here at Abundance Cafe. Just my friend invited me here and said, just get over here. It's really cool. So you're in an incredible place. I want you to see that this is just previews of coming attraction. We're here to help support you, support your business, support what you love in your life, and to create an income around doing what you love. Boom. I mean, how does it get any better than that? All right. So
Mhm.
if you don't know what I'm talking about, hop over to Abundance Cafe. So it's abundance.cafe. It'll roll over to the Facebook group. Um, and with that, we are looking for and needing beta testers for the new platform that is uh, being created as we speak. Imagine Facebook meets YouTube meets Instagram meets web development platforms, funnel builders meets CRM meets AI meets everything meets course creation meets community. And this is an opportunity in this community for you to get in front of large audiences, to share what it is that you love doing the most, and for people to find you. If you would like to be a beta tester, um, uh, find me, message me, and I'll give you my special link so that you can get plugged into the system. Then make sure you get your special link because you'll share that with other people too. I assure you that this is a big freaking deal being created here. You can also find me. I do sacred sound ceremony. The other aspect of me is that besides manifesting mastery and reality creation, is that I have a very unique ability to channel sound frequency and light language. And so you can find that at sacreddestiny.love, not .com, .love. And then I do a sacred sound ceremony every month, and you can experience something very extraordinary. And hit me up on Facebook. And then also, so Beth, share again for those that are just joining in what you do, who you are, and how everybody can find you.
They can find me on riseuptotransform.com. That's my website. And I am a certified master neurotransformational life coach and intuitive medium. So you can find me on my website I have a freebie that's on the website as well of tips to quieting the mind. So anybody who hears this that wants those tips, that's a freebie. And if you want to schedule a mediumship reading, you can do that through my website. And you can also schedule consulting and we'll talk. And for the consultation in the first session are free for coaching. So I look forward to chatting.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, and by the way, I got a freebie too. If you go to freemanifestingjournal.com, freemanifestingjournal.com, I have incredible journal for you to download there that I personally designed. It even has quantum healing codes and Grabovoi codes embedded in there. It's from the best of all manifesting mastery. It's really meant to help create a transformation and help you see what's going on up here so that you can clear it, and helping you to remember who you really, really are. Freemanifestingjournal.com. All right, you guys. So please join us at Abundance Cafe. Again, abundance.cafe. And so here is to your dream driven destiny. We're going to help you get there every step of the way. Bye, guys.
Bye.
We'll see.